Yeah. Um, yeah, they 32 out of 50. Quite impressive. Yeah. Okay. So what I've been able to do today. So went over some of the machine learning models. Yesterday I what did I do yesterday? How will I put it again to make it simple for those who didn't join so you understand? So yesterday generated data for linear regression. Today, I generated data for other models that I use for the yeah, I use for other prediction as well. So aside linear regression, there are other models that are there. So today, that's what I was also able to do. But aside that, to when you check the comment section, it has what we'll be discussing. So the pick for me is what keeps you going, what keeps you motivated, how do you stay consistent? And it's so simple. You can't stop. Like you stopping doesn't give you the results. Yeah, even though in certain situations when you stop, you get a result. There's this thing in the military that if you get missing when things are not going on well, if you can't find your colleagues, you keep moving. So that is one of the reasons, or yeah, that's one of the things that makes it difficult for me to stop. And stopping doesn't guarantee results, but rather moving guarantees more results than that. So that has been something that motivates me. And aside that, too, sometimes if it feels like, oh, let's put a pause on this, it feels okay. No, you don't need to put Kweku, kindly okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. Hello,
Thank you.
Putin. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. How has your day been?
I, my day has been fine today. I I started working on TK somewhere around 2 days ago, and today I continued. So yeah, I've been. I did some two projects. The first one was a conversion interface, and the second one I'm trying to do a Pomodoro app. Yes, so that's what I've been doing today. But the Pomodoro one, I'm yet to finish. I've done some the user interface. It's left with how the functionalities is.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Kweku.
Yeah, good evening, guys, or good afternoon.
Depend on where you are speaking from. So good
I
evening.
know, right? Yeah, here is in the morning, so I didn't know what you guys were wearing. So
Okay. Okay.
so
Yeah.
my day has been okay. Like I said yesterday, I'm trying to wrap up the website-ish thing I'm trying to do. So today, like I said yesterday, I was going to try to host it on one of the free hosting platforms. So I chose to host it on Netlify. I did that at work. So I pushed the code to my GitHub before I left the house. I didn't have so much time, so I left the house. And when I went to work, I was able to host it from my GitHub account on my work computer. And when I hosted it, I mean, um, it worked, but the media on the site had issues. I don't know. It looks like the path I used to for the HTML files had issues. So I went back to my AI and said, the path you are showing me to use, if I use it on my local machine, doesn't work. But it looks like, I don't know, it looks like the path, when I use the path on the computer, on the local desktop, it does not show on my local desktop uh, correctly, but it shows on the hosted site correctly. So as I'm speaking to you now today, I came home early. I had to go for going to I have the website, the online website, and the VS Code open side by side on my screen, and just media files and the paths that they are using, and hopefully I should get that done by tonight, and then we can unveil the website probably by Sunday. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I guess we'll have to do an entire, what's the name? An entire outdooring service for the website. Yeah,
Yeah, we have to pour libation and all that, you know that.
yeah, yeah,
And then we will
yeah.
also raise funds from boss like James. James will be
Yeah,
the fundraiser, and you
yeah.
will be the chairman of this. So
Actually, they will have to send the money through my
Good.
account, so I'll make my
You
account
are the
available.
chairman doesn't mean you are taking the money.
I coordinate with.
You have to contribute the highest quota. So
Don't worry. When we get there, we'll know what to do.
yes, boss, I got you. So that's how my day went.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, James, what's your key for consistency?
my key for consistency is just do it even when you don't feel like. Uh, Looking at the result, the end result you want, just have to keep on keeping, as my mentor would say. I've always been putting a lot of that in my LinkedIn posts, and it's true. That's what he always tells me. James, just keep on keeping. Yeah. So my key for consistency, I look at the end goal, what I want, and then there is no room to just lag behind.
Okay. Yeah. So, what have you learned today? And yeah, share with us.
Today I was just praying. I was I was coming to say playing around. So I just played around with another simulation software, Arduino-based simulation software. Please hold on. I'm coming. Hey. Yeah. So I was just playing around with something, and I was trying to, yeah, the work I explained, I was guiding the guy through. I don't know if you can see my screen.
Um, just a few minutes. Yes, we can.
Yeah. So what I was working on with him was just what I was playing around with using this software. Initially I started my journey learning what I was learning with the Tinker card. Funny enough, all what I'm doing is not that I don't know it, but it's like you are retracing your steps to see what you missed, because the journey of how I learned it was not a rigorous studies like our boss Kuku is doing. It was just hands-on project straight away. You work, you learn on the job. I really did a lot of that in my lifetime. Even up to this point, I do a lot of that, and actually it helps. I become good in it. So this is what I was playing with after using Tinkercad. This for the studies, learning, understanding my syntax very well. Then after I was done with the guy and we did the MATLAB simulation, I think I showed that the last time, some time ago. I just showed part of it. Then I said, oh, let me come and see if this software can get me a lot of the things to work with. Uh, I know it behold when I came, it's just a simple system, but just that not all the components were found, but the major things that I just need to use to work was done. So the system is just a simple incubator. I was about adding the charge controller aspect, but realized that the system doesn't have those parts. So I've actually joined the Workway community to see how, if maybe I can also contribute to the development of that part, that would also be great. So what we have over there, the red and the blue thing. I don't know if my uh, pointer is on it. Can you see my pointer on the red and the
Yeah,
blue?
yeah, your pointer is on it, but just that the background sound
Noise.
is, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. My roommate is actually making a call. He was making a call before I started the session.
Yeah,
So
yeah. If it's nothing so personal, then we are okay.
okay, it's not anything personal. Not anything personal. So the system was just an incubator, and then we are checking the temperature, humidity, and we're using an incandescent lamp to heat up the system. You know, the eggs need some specific kind of temperature, not too much and not too less. Yes. So we use an incandescent lamp, a 100-watt one of high intensity, about 240 volts. That is AC current, and then we have our DC fan, about 12 volts DC fan. So those are the things that will be connected to the relay. So the relay just simply acts as a switch in your system. So it can help you power something that needs a high voltage. So it picks signal from a lower voltage and then switches on using a high voltage to power whatever device you want. So for example, the lamp I spoke about, it use 240 volt, but this our main brain here, which is the board powering the whole system, can only work with 5 volts. It can only emit 5 volts. So use 240 volts to power the lamp. So upon the signal for the light bulb to come on, then the relay closes and then the light bulb comes on. So in a simpler, less complex jurisdiction, you can just use one of these because it has two states. The relay is like what is that thing called? I think we're taught mini or more states or flip flops, those kind of thing. So
Yeah,
it can be in one state at a time. It doesn't be in the same two different states at a particular. It's in one state at a time. So we can just use this one and connect the two. But because of it's actually undergraduate and then we are not focused on this aspect of the research. The main focus of the aspect is the maximum power point for the solar area. But I just wanted to show the simulation of our system, how it works in very much. So this is our temperature and humidity sensor over here. So this is going to be measuring the temperature and humidity, and we are using the temperature value to determine the state of the incubator when the lights, the incandescent lamp should be on, and when the fan should come on. So let me just run this simulation. I don't know if I should also run through the codes. I think Koku can take us through the codes. These are just C++ coding. My boss earlier and boss Koku. This is your things. I'm just learning from you people. So I just had to use the DAT library. There are several ones, but this is my preference because it comes with other two models of DAT, several other models of DAT. So the one I'm using here is the 8022. It was a choice of, since it's actually a focused research work, the components chosen were precisely chosen for a reason and then it accounts for the reason. So this one has high sensitivity as compared to the other ones. That is why it was considered. Yes. So let me just run the simulation. Let's observe. So our LCD here is going to be displaying the temperature and humidity value, and then the state of the bulb and the fan. So let's just observe here. The simulation has started. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes. So this is it. So what we can see over here now. Let me reduce something so that we can be able to see very well. So I don't know if you can see what is showing on the screen, the LCD screen, which is a 20 by
yeah,
4 dimension. Yes. So we are
Can
seeing
see.
an hair gadget incubator, and then we have the bulb off and the fan on. So the reason for the bulb being off and the fan on is that the temperature has passed a specific threshold. of which is what the code was running on. So after that threshold, then the bulb goes on and the fan comes off. I think some coming. Let me make some changes here. I was testing something, so that's why the screen is going off. So let me just show you the condition. So initially, to some point, I coded it in two ways. I was using the humidity, but we realized that for the test period, if we don't have water over there, when the system heats up, we don't get to feel humidity. We don't get to read precipitation, which is a form of humidity that the sensor will read. So that is why we ignored it and focused on the temperature. So we are saying that if the temperature is less than 28, then that means the temperature in the incubator is low, so the light should be on up until the temperature is greater than 30. This is just for test. 30 and 28 is too close, but we would use the appropriate temperature for egg hatching, which is about I've actually forgotten, but almost close to 40 degrees Celsius. Yeah. So when that temperature is less than 28, then you will see that this relay will switch. So if you can see over here, this is for the fan. That is why this green light is on. So let me alter the temperature. That is how beautiful, like how I fell in love with this simulation. So I will make this temperature to be less than 28 now. So when I do that, you see what happens to the system. Now the bulb is on, and then this relay comes on, and the fan is off. So that is how simply the system works, and that is how the simulation works. So in more advanced level, I am planning to use a different board and add a bit of modeling, like my boss Ellie is teaching me to do. So my journey in the edge embedded machine learning is what I want to add, so that the system learns from the data. So we might feed normal data and all that, but the system will actually learn from it. Yes. So it has to learn because maybe some conditions and some variations may happen and all that. So that is what I just was playing around with today. And I also went through several other components on it, and I was about to actually start a new project. And then this is a new model. I opened a new model, but sorry, I'm just sharing that part of the screen. You will not see it, and then the time was up. So that is it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, and
that's
also I
good.
did a bit of
Yeah.
reading into the introduction to neural networks because of the embedded machine learning I'm learning. I had to also study more of machine learning. So I was doing a lot of theory, having a lot of articles. The tabs are so many here that I have to read to know the state of the art of machine learning and all that. But Ellie, I will need your advice. How do you read? Because I find it difficult to finish. When I finish one of the articles, then I'm happy. When I'm not able to finish it, I'm like, this reading is too much. Can't they just summarize this into a video or something you just put in your ear, you watch and go? Uh, just have to read. So that is just what I've been up to. Thank you. Any question? Hey, I'll stop sharing.
Yes. So um, I'm seeing some stars, but I think I saw a screen. At least to a layman, you can understand a
Oh
bit of
yeah,
what is happening on the screen. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So
If you even want me to break everything down to a layman's language, I can do that for you.
yes,
I know I was
I
talking
would want that.
because of. So should I go with the layman's
Yeah.
language?
Oh no, don't worry. If
So
if if only you can summarize it in 1 minute in a layman's language, fine. If not,
I
then
can I can summarize it in 1 minute in a layman's language.
okay, let's go.
So in 1 minute, we want to hatch eggs, but now we want to do artificial hatching of eggs. So we don't need to have the hens sitting on it. So when they lay, we just take it off and go and hatch them. So for when the mother hens sit on these eggs, they emit a particular heat. They don't sit on it too much, and they don't emit too much of the heat, and the temperature is very very what and moderate. So we are going to
Okay.
be using an incandescent to induce that heat, but we have to automate and control the system because the kind of heat the incandescent lamp emits is very high. So that's why we introduce the fan. So when the temperature it emits some heat to some point, it should go off, and now a fan should cool the system to just normalize it. So that's just what we are doing. So we have the screen
Wait.
there to
So
be viewing the condition of the system.
Okay, so
Then
it's more like you are
for us to monitor the temperature, we're using a temperature sensor. Yes.
right. So it's more like you are creating an artificial end to incubate the egg.
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Any other question?
No, yeah, I don't I don't understand anything. But what you said about future hatching, yeah. But I like the this one simulation and how it is. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I tell you.
Very nice.
Even the other one is
But
also nice, but this one has more components than the other one. The Tinker card, the initial one I started with.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
James, so which app do you use for this? Which app do you use to do this simulation?
It's over there. Wokwi.
Eh? Is it Chinese or Korean?
When I was reading the documentation about this, they say they don't even know what initiated the name. I
Wow,
was laughing.
look at this.
That they just thought of calling it something. I actually like, and one good thing is you cannot just work with only this board. You can work with ESP32, MicroPython, and even it has a Visual Studio Code extension. And that was what even I started. But Visual Studio is still open here. I was downloading the extension so that I can work with Platform IO and then code over there and then just deploy. Like let me not talk plenty. It seems when I'm saying my own, like they don't understand. But when people are saying your own,
Oh, me,
I
I
understand.
understand. I
Yeah, yeah.
understand. But all in all, it's a good one. You know, you have learned well from me when I was teaching. You were really learning. So I think
Yeah,
it's a good
yeah.
job you have done.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Boss Ellie, please continue.
After
Please
after
call him, address him well.
after the
Address him well,
presentation, I
Professor Eddie.
wanted to introduce Professor Doctor Engineer. Everything's Kweku, but he was so humble to um talk without being introduced. Yeah, Prof, please, we are
Yeah.
sorry, I should have introduced you.
Okay.
Yeah,
No problem. No problem.
yeah, James. There's progress with the prototype simulation you are working on. Um, few
Yes.
observations. Yeah, but it's a good work. Yeah. So we
Okay.
continue tomorrow. There's no tip for consistency. Just keep moving. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But know when to rest. That's all. So that you don't come and complain of I'm overstressed. I'm torn out. I'm broken. No. Okay, guys. Thank you very
But
much
I have a
for.
confession. I have a confession before we end.
Maybe that can be sent to your father.
No. But okay, not a confession actually.
Your
I
Roman
think
father.
New Newton is
Is it?
actually enjoying this. Newton is actually benefiting and enjoying this upskill
Why shouldn't he enjoy it?
because sometimes when I wake up and I see my schedule, then I'm like,
Really?
will I even be able to learn? It's very true. So literally, sometimes I just try to run from the office and come here and just come to the room. Then put some food. Then I'll come back, be doing something so that I get to be able to cover something. If not, yeah, yeah. Well, no excuse for consistency. Just like
Okay.
subscribe and then still waiting for who is going to win my award. It's a handsome one.
Which award is that?
A different person joining us in our session. That's the award that has been there for a very long time. Don't go and invite your
Oh,
girlfriend to come and join, then you should win. Oh.
you are a prophet.
So let's keep on keeping. It will make sense one day.
Okay, guys, bye.
Right.